fans of E.H. Taylor and Buffalo Trace, check this out. This is pretty cool. This is OFC, which is old-fashioned copper. You may not have ever seen one of these before in the flesh, and we have 2 of them for sale. This is a special release that they do. They used to only do them for charities. OFC is named after the original distillery that E.H. Taylor found. And E.H. Taylor was like a marketing genius. He did a lot of really revolutionary things, but one of them is just talking about and selling the idea of copper being used in his distillery, which at the time in the 1870s was revolutionary. All right, at that point they were using iron, they were using lead-filled or lined tanks, which is not very good. But copper was cleaner, just more efficient, it was just better, and it's prettier. And he loved using copper. A really cool story about the bourbon marketing that E.H. Taylor did. If you were a retailer at that point, like a general store, you wouldn't buy bottles of bourbon, you would buy barrels of bourbon, and people would just come to your store and they'd fill up their giant jug. What E.H. Taylor did was he decided when he was gonna go sell these to a store, he was gonna dump all the bourbon or the other whiskey out of it and put it into a brand new fresh barrel that had copper rings on it. Super clean looking. So when you go into a store, you might see an old barrel like one of these with whiskey, and then next to it was E.H. Taylor's whiskey, which was in a brand new barrel, fresh looking. You'd be like, which one am I gonna choose? Which one am I gonna pay more for? The really cool copper ring barrel, of course, would be your choice. So this is old-fashioned copper. Buffalo Trace makes these, of course. The old-fashioned copper distillery is now the Buffalo Trace Distillery, where they make E.H. Taylor, Blanton's, Eagle Rare, Buffalo Trace, all those wonderful brands. Of course, Pappy Van Winkle. And this is the mash bill that they use for Blanton's and E.H. Taylor and Eagle Rare, not the wheated mash bill. This is a 1995, so this bottle was aged over 25 years, maybe even up to 30 years. It is a Kentucky straight bourbon. It's 99 proof. We have another one, I believe it's a 1996, or it's a I think we have a 1994. So if you're a collector, Midway has some really rare bottles. Always reach out to us, see what we got. We're willing to make a deal, and yeah, we've got 2 of these in stock. 2 different vintages.